Zdravo, kako ste? Are you ready for another Serbian lesson? Today, I will talk about something that will definitely come in handy if you're living with a Serbian, dating one, or have family that you're visiting. Phrases that you will use every day at home. I will share 20 different phrases with you, but before I do that, I would like to ask you to subscribe to our channel if you find this type of videos useful. Your support will mean so much to us. Okay, let's begin. Let's start with the basics. The questions that we ask our family members or roommates every day, some of them even more than once. For example, šta ćemo za ručak? Or šta ćemo za večeru? If you spend any time with a Serbian family, you'll hear these questions a lot. They're basically part of the daily routine. Food is, kind of the center of family life. Lunch or dinner is often the one time everyone actually sits down together, catches up, and enjoys a meal, assuming nobody's staring at their phone. But the peace never lasts for long. Because the moment everyone finishes eating, another question appears. The one nobody wants to hear. Ko pere sudove? Suddenly, everyone becomes very busy. Someone has an important phone call, someone remembers homework they definitely didn't have 5 minutes ago, and somehow nobody makes eye contact. In the morning, we like to ask, kako si spavao? Or spavala. It's really a simple, friendly way to check in with someone and start the day on a positive note. And if you really want to become everyone's favorite person in a house, just ask, hoćeš kafu? Of course, the answer is always da, especially early in the morning. And finally, one of the nicest questions you can ask at the end of the day is kako je bilo na poslu? It's a simple way to catch up after a long day, hear about the good moments, complain about that one coworker everyone seems to have, and just reconnect before the day ends. Sometimes the answer is a 2-minute story. Sometimes it turns into a full hour of updates, life advice, and office drama. Either way, it's a great way to unwind, spend time together, and go to bed with a little more peace of mind. Now let's talk about the phrases that may sound harsh at times, but that's only because they are in the imperative form. We use these phrases to communicate with our family members about what needs to be done around the house, so they come pretty naturally to everybody. For example, otvori prozor, upali svetlo, zaključaj vrata. Or a very Serbian one, zatvori vrata, promajaj. We can use the same one with the window as well. Zatvori prozor, promajaj. Ugasi rernu. We can also check if someone turned it off. Jesi ugasio or ugasila rernu? Let's be honest, we all had that moment halfway down the street when you suddenly think, wait, did I leave the oven on? Whether it's a real concern or just your brain playing tricks on you, check in one more time never hurts. Now, this next phrase is very common anywhere in the world, but the phrasing is very typical for the Serbian language. Pusti veš. What might confuse you here is the verb pusti from pustiti, which can mean to let go or to release. But in this context, it means to put into operation, to start something. In this particular case, start the washing machine. You can hear the same idea in other everyday phrases like pusti film, play a movie, or pusti vodu, turn on the water, or even flush the toilet. It's a great example of how one small verb can have completely different meanings depending on situation. And another phrase very typical for a Serbian household is ko posljednji legne, neka ugasi svetlo u hodniku. This is a sentence we all used to hear every day when we lived with our parents. Of course, the parents went to bed first, so it's always up to the kids to turn off the lights. And if you don't do it, and your mom or dad wakes up in the morning to find the lights still on, then goes the lecture about electricity and spending a fortune on it because of what you did. It's a whole very Balkan thing to experience. Speaking of things you pick up just from being around a Serbian household, that's actually exactly how language sticks best. not from a textbook, but from real, everyday situations like the ones we've been going through today. And that is what our intermediate self-study course is built around. If you've got the basics down and you are ready to sound more natural and confident and less textbook when you speak, this course was definitely made for you. You will get real-life dialogues and phrases just like the ones in this video, phrases that Serbians actually use every day. A structured, self-paced format so you can study whenever it fits your schedule, so no pressure, no deadlines. Grammar explanations that make sense, broken down very simply. Practice exercises after every lesson, so what you learn actually sticks. And lifetime access, so you can go back and review anytime you need a refresher. So whether you're learning for a family, for a partner, or just because you love the language, this course will help you get to the point where you finally see the progress. If that sounds like where you want to be, click the link in the description to check it out. When you live with your family, sometimes it's easier to ask them to do something than to do it yourself, especially if you have a younger brother or sister, like I do. So in situations like this, we can ask, jel može neko da mi donese vodu, majicu, telefon? And sometimes you simply can't find something of yours. So it's just easier to ask, jel neko video moj telefon, punjač, majicu? This can be about anything that you're looking for at the moment, but it's very typical to yell this question across the house and much easier than to actually look harder for whatever you're looking for. Of course, if you can't find something, it's common to think that another family member took it. Who else, right? So one of the most common phrases we use is also ko mi je uzeo punjač? Probably nobody did. You just put it somewhere and can't find it now. There is one sentence that all kids hate to hear, and that's ajde, idi do radnje. If you're a kid in Serbia, especially if you're the youngest one in a family, you can expect to hear this quite often. Sometimes it feels like going to the store is an unofficial childhood responsibility. Luckily, supermarkets or small local shops in Serbia are always very close to home, which means you have to go on foot or by bicycle and hold a bag full of products you bought. Usually these are essentials: hleb, mleko, kafa, pivo. Nothing too complicated, right? Except when you're a kid and you're carrying a few kilos of groceries with your own two hands. But there is another sentence that has a completely different effect. Jel treba nekome nešto iz radnje? Now this is a dangerous question because everyone suddenly remembers something they need. You might be thinking about getting some snacks or a bottle of water, but your mom probably already has a full list ready. So choose your timing carefully and maybe think twice before asking this question out loud. Another phrase that can potentially start a small family war is jel treba nekome kupatilo? Hoću da se kupam. Now this question might sound harmless, but in a Serbian household, everyone knows what it really means. It means one person is about to disappear into the bathroom for at least an hour. The water heater will probably run out, nobody will be able to use the toilet, and everyone else will have to wait until the water gets hot again before they can shower. And of course, this phrase usually appears at the exact moment when someone else has had the same idea. Suddenly there is a competition for the bathroom, negotiations begin, and a small argument is almost guaranteed. Then, once the person finally gets inside, the next scene begins. Someone standing outside the bathroom door, knocking and shouting, jesi završio više or završila više? A simple question about the bathroom can turn into a full family drama, but yeah, that's everyday life. Okay, let's end this video with a phrase that everybody loves to hear. And that is a simple stigao sam or stigla sam. After a long day, it's always nice to see your loved ones get home, hear about their day, maybe eat dinner together and simply spend time as a family. A perfect end of the day. And that's it. With these phrases, you're now ready for everyday conversations with your Serbian family or roommates. Just remember, some phrases are completely harmless and some can start a full family debate, so use them wisely. Let us know in the comments which phrase you hear or use the most in your house. See you next week.